Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Alaska Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us today. Just a couple of announcements before we get started. You are about to hear short presentations from 6 different universities. They are excited to share information about their respective colleges and universities. You can also use the question and answer button to ask questions of them at any time. Just use the Q&A button you see on your screen to type questions. You can direct them to any one of the members of the panel, or ask a general question, anything about college admission, specific questions about institutions, majors, really anything that you're wondering related to college admission is fair game. Your camera and microphone are turned off so the panelists can't see or hear you. So the Q&A function is really the best way to interact with us, and we're eager to get your questions. Also, this is just one of many different sessions happening as part of this College Fair series. So be sure to sign up for additional sessions. You can do that on the same website where you registered for this one. Also, this presentation is being recorded, as are all of the presentations. So if you're missing some other university present to be here with us, you can come back in a few days, up to a week, and you should find recordings of all of these sessions. So thanks again for joining us. And now I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter, who's Eric from the Evergreen State College.
Hey, thank you, Josh, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm glad to be here today. I'm sorry that we are not live and in person in the Alaska Airlines Center there at the University of Alaska Anchorage. Talk to you for just a couple minutes here about the Evergreen State College. We're located in Olympia, Washington. If you're not familiar with the territory, Olympia is the capital city of Washington State. There are just over 100,000 people who live in the Olympia area. The Evergreen campus that you can see in the photo here is located about 3 or 4 miles outside of town. Our campus is a total of 1,000 acres, and the buildings and our facilities occupy between 200 and 300 acres. The remainder is natural Pacific Northwest forest. And it includes about 1/4 of a mile of beach down on Puget Sound. We're an hour south of Seattle. Knowing that many families in Anchorage are members of the military, if your family spent time on Joint Lewis McChord, that is just up the road from us. And we're about an hour and a half north of Portland, Oregon, between Seattle and Portland. There's some things about Evergreen that are very unique, one-of-a-kind things that you won't find many other places in American higher education. They are, our students, we use a modified block schedule. Our students register for one 16-credit interdisciplinary course or program each quarter. And you study in that single subject for the quarter. And the one you see on the screen there is an example of environmental analysis that combines together the fields of sustainability, ecology, physical science, and then public policy, all in one course. This particular one team taught by 3 different faculty members on our campus. Evergreen is also famous because we do not do grades. We do not issue letter grades to our students. Instead, every student receives a full 4-page written narrative evaluation and assessment of their academic work at the end of every quarter. We very much believe in the individual student and not breaking things down into single letters and numbers. And so we use these narrative evaluations. At Evergreen, we have over 60 fields of study available to our students and 12 paths of study available that cater to some of the primary interests of our students, such as business and entrepreneurship, computer science, environmental studies, biology, pre-med, some things like that. Our application process to apply to Evergreen is very straightforward, fairly basic application. We are test optional. We do not require that you submit the SAT or the ACT test. We are the only public college, and I forgot to mention that we are a public university. We're the only public university in Washington that is test optional. Our priority deadline is December 1st, but if you are not ready for that, we practice what's called rolling admission, meaning we take applications year-round and are continuously admitting students for fall quarter, which began about 2 weeks ago this year. We will also have large numbers of students start in January each year for winter quarter. So we have a priority deadline, but practice rolling admission. Lots of resources for our students. And we're continuously improving these services for our students. Some facts about Evergreen students: about 80% of them are from the state of Washington. 48 of the 50 states are represented in our student body. Very high numbers of first-generation students in our student body. You can see some of the resources listed there. Near Peer, if you haven't heard of that, it is a sort of internal social network that our students can subscribe to during the application process to begin to meet other students around the country, if not around the world, who are also considering Evergreen as their place to go to college. Costs, scholarships, and financial aid. I think the most important thing perhaps to make sure you know here is that we are a member of WUI, or Western Undergraduate Exchange. The slide lists an award of $10,000. But so if you do not qualify for Western Undergraduate Exchange, the non-resident tuition is just over $28,000. But someone who qualifies for WUI brings that tuition down to an even right at $12,000. And thank you very much for your time. Quite happy to answer your questions here through the function in a couple minutes. And I hope you're all are doing well in these difficult times for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Eric. And up next is Stephen from Humboldt State University. Do we have Stephen? You're on mute.
Yep. Thank you very much. So thank you very much for joining us here today. Let me share my screen from the beginning. All right, so we are located in Northern California. We're one of 23 campuses, public institution, and we are participating in the WUI program as well. So cost of tuition ends up being a total of about $10,000 a year. We are the northernmost campus. We are right on the coast, surrounded by rivers, forests, and beaches. So a great place to study. We are automatically going to give you the tuition discount for WUI. So it's available to all majors, all students, all the time. We pride ourselves on social and environmental justice. And so students who graduate from Humboldt take a pledge that they will consider the environment and their community and society when they graduate in all decisions that they make. And so that is something that we started about 20 some odd years ago and has caught on in many universities around the country, participate in a similar sort of pledge. So our students really try to leave a long lasting impression. Um, right outside of our campus, in a natural environment, and so many of our courses in the STEM discipline, and in the arts and humanities, professional studies, all try to take advantage of our local environment. So out in the community, and we try to give all of our students, our undergraduates, real life examples of what they're studying in their classes. So professional studies such as education or child development, kinesiology, social work. Again, these programs are all heavily integrated into our local community to benefit from the resources that we have. For instance, our social work department has a nationally recognized program for its emphasis on working with Native communities. So we partner with many of our Native communities in social work. One of the program's unique attributes. We also are quite well known for natural resources and sciences, biology, oceanography. We have the only research vessel dedicated to undergraduate research. So it's not something that you have to wait until even your upper division, your junior, senior year. You can take advantage of working on the research vessel. In many cases, your first semester at Humboldt State, if you're an oceanography major. Computer science, we do offer, of course, biology, marine biology, fisheries biology. This is a local beach about 10 miles from campus. So again, very fortunate to have this natural classroom. Arts, humanities, social sciences, many of the majors that are in here are also really hands-on. Our art program is actually our second most popular major by numbers, with a foundry for working with metals and ceramic labs, and lots of experience that students can gain. Anthropology does field studies around the world, again, as an undergraduate, not having to wait till later in your academic career. Criminology and justice studies, one of our fastest growing majors, incorporating social justice with the study of how societies are put together. Film. And we also have, for all of our freshmen in the sciences, as well as several of the social sciences, we have place-based learning communities. And so first-time freshmen in these majors would have access to block scheduling, would have access to faculty who are closely integrated with mentors from the major to help you get integrated into that major as quickly as possible, so that first semester you're already familiar with some of the faculty in your department. A great opportunity, and we've had these for about 4 or 5 years now, and they're showing that students have a much better academic performance as well as a personal satisfaction who participate in these learning communities. We also have lots to do outside the classroom, clubs, fair. We have the Marching Lumberjacks, an incredibly talented, if not a little zany band that is well known throughout the state for their antics. We have Greek life, a forestry club. You can be on the radio as part of our journalism program. And we have athletics as well, Division II athletics, basketball, rugby, ultimate frisbee, something not often found at a lot of campuses. So that's a brief summary of what we have here at Humboldt State. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Stephen. And next we have Callan from Prescott College.
Thank you very much. So hi, my name is Callan Peterson, and I'm Assistant Director of Admissions at Prescott College. And I'm so excited to see that you're interested in learning more about our awesome school community. So a bit about Prescott to start off in terms of where we are location-wise. Prescott College is a small private liberal arts college with a focus on social and environmental justice, located in beautiful Prescott, Arizona. We're about an hour and a half north of Phoenix, up in the Bradshaw Mountains, settled right on the edge of the Prescott National Forest. And our location makes us a perfectly suited launching point for both our experiential field-based learning and all sorts of outdoor activities that Prescott is famous for, like hiking, rock climbing, biking, kayaking, etc. But Prescott is not just about its wonderful location. We are about our students. The key principle behind Prescott College is to educate our students to make a living, making a difference. Students who come to Prescott want to make a difference in the world, and that's why we call our students change makers. Our graduates go off to be the change they want to see in the world, becoming community organizers, founders and CEOs of non-for-profits, and even US senators. Prescott supports our students towards this goal by taking a very different approach to education that has won us several awards for innovation. First off, we follow an experiential model that puts our students in classes of just 10 to 20 students at most, where they split their class time between hands-on based fieldwork and discussion-based Socratic seminars. Students are assessed not through 200 question multiple choice tests, but through projects, presentations, papers, and internships, allowing them to have a greater direction and control over their learning. We are also a block schedule school, meaning that students don't take all of their classes concurrently, but instead take just one class at a time for 4 weeks. This allows both for a greater dive into the topic of study and more opportunities for field work and internships. All of this together makes students the drivers of their education, having the ability to not only direct their model of learning, but also having direct control over their degree. Hence why we are also a narrative evaluation school. In terms of our degrees, Prescott has a large number of undergraduate fields of study. One of the things we like to say is that we have as many degrees as we have students, because every student is responsible for helping to design their degree to make sure it's doing what they want it to do. However, our most popular programs are adventure education, environmental studies, cultural and regional studies, psychology and human development, interdisciplinary studies, arts and humanities, a BFA in arts and letters, and a BA in education with full levels of certification. On top of that, we offer over a dozen master's and PhD programs, including Resilient and Sustainable Communities MS, Sustainability Leadership MBA, Counseling MS, Environmental Studies MS, and a lot more. And all of our master's programs are available to be taken tuition-free as an accelerated degree, where students complete both their bachelor's and master's in just 5 years and don't pay for their 5th year, which is really awesome. Another way that we encourage our students to take advantage of their hands-on learning is through our huge variety of remote and field-based blocks and semesters, with international opportunities at our field stations in Masai Land, Kenya, our Marine Studies Research Institute down in Quino Bay, Mexico, Telemark, Norway, Costa Rica, and domestic opportunities all over the Western US, our most popular being our Grand Canyon semester and our partnerships with the Eco League and SEAL. Now, there's a lot of other things that make Prescott College great, but one of my favorites is that we follow a holistic admissions process, meaning that we're interested in getting to know who you are as a person, not just what your grades were. For that reason, while we require students to submit their transcripts, we also require an admissions essay and a personal reference with your application. Oh, and our application is free because we never want finances to be a barrier to students applying to college. On top of that, we have an incredible community, student life and housing. Prescott College has dozens of student community-run clubs, a beautiful campus. We're just blocks away from historic downtown Prescott. We also have some incredible LEED Platinum certified dorms for all of our incoming students, pictured here. In terms of scholarships and affordability, 99% of undergraduate students who come to Prescott College receive institutional aid. With our up to $16,000 a year Changemaker Scholarship, we're one of the most affordable private colleges around. And as a private non-for-profit, we don't have a difference between in-state and out-of-state tuition, so it would be the same for students regardless of where they're coming from. And because we are about 70% out-of-state students, students are coming from all over the place. So thank you for your time. Stay connected. If you want to find out more, you can schedule a visit, a tour, or connect with an admissions counselor on our website, prescott.edu. And if you have any questions for me, my contact information is on the screen. I hope to see you this fall. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much, Colin. And next is Ryan from Oregon Institute of Technology.
Hi there, my name is Ryan. I'm the transfer recruiter for the Oregon Institute of Technology. Share my screen here quickly. So yeah, Oregon Institute of Technology, just a little bit about where we are located. We have two campuses in the state of Oregon. Our traditional campus is in Klamath Falls, which you can see on our map is the southern part of the state, just 15 miles north of the California border. We have a commuter campus in the Portland metro suburbs. It's a very non-traditional, it's one building campus. And then on our map, we have STARS in Salem, which is home to one of our dental hygiene clinics, and Scappoose, which is home to the Oregon Manufacturing Innovation Center, which is a new addition to the university in which we work with major companies throughout the Pacific Northwest to bring in students to work on real-time projects. But most students coming out of state tend to choose the Klamath Falls campus because that is home to our residence halls. It's definitely more traditional as a campus. And some kind of a little bit of our profile, we have about 5,000 students across all campuses. So we are a small university, but we are a public university as well. So I say it's kind of the best of both worlds. It's the cost of a public university with being the size of a lot of private universities. We are the greenest college campus in the world. We sit in the sunniest area of Oregon, and we actually are in a geothermically heated basin. So we have built a solar panel and a geothermic plant on campus. And between those two, we are about 100% self-sustaining in energy and heat. The fun part about the geothermic plant is heated water runs through pipes across campus, and those pipes run underneath our sidewalks and heat the sidewalks. So during winter, heated sidewalks. And then we, as a small university, we definitely offer great advantages. Most of our classes are 30 students or under. We have about a 15-to-1 student faculty ratio. And we are ranked one of the top universities in the region for student success. 96% of our students are employed within 6 months of graduation within their field of study. The reason is we are a polytechnic university with the mission of hands-on learning. So what that looks like, all of our programs, over 50% are lab-based versus lecture. So our students get to dive into the material, they get to work with the material that they're going to see within their fields of study. They get to spend more time working on projects, getting to have that hands-on experience. Before graduation, we have some fantastic internship and externship opportunities throughout the Pacific Northwest. So, and then we are broken up into two schools. We have the engineering and technology school. These are our degrees within the engineering field. We are unique. We don't have a computer science degree because we have even more in-depth computer programs. So if you like to write computer software, learn languages, software engineering technology is going to be that program. If you like to build computers, computer engineering is going to help you do that. If you want to figure out how to put Wi-Fi in a refrigerator, embedded systems. But one of our most unique program is our renewable energy engineering program. And as being the greenest college, we have an entire program designed to how to build, test, and expand that sustainable energy. So if you're really interested in engineering, want to make a difference with climate, like climate change, renewable energy engineering is going to help you get into that field. We were one of the first universities to develop this degree program, and we are still ranked #1 in the country for renewable energy engineering. The second part of that college is the business side with areas in accounting, operations, healthcare management, but we also have information technology and cybersecurity. So if you really want to get into that section of computers, really great programs, our cybersecurity actually has a cyber defense center for students to work in, and that actually works on real-time projects. And then the other part is health, arts, and sciences. Surprisingly, most people don't know that we have a huge healthcare focus at Oregon Tech. We have the pre-health, but we have what's called like our professional programs for medical imaging. So if you want to get into ultrasound, we have a dental hygiene, paramedic and EMS program, and 2 programs that have seen a significant demand within the past years are respiratory care and medical laboratory sciences degree. So if those professions, students going in have been very critical over the past few months. Even one of our respiratory care students traveled out to New York to assist a hospital in Brooklyn with pandemic patients. So if you kind of want to work in those programs that you see being essential these days, we offer quite a few. And then just really quickly, our application is pretty self-forward. It's online. We do have application fees, and it's all self-report. So there's no essays, no letters of recommendation required. And we are part of the Western Undergraduate Exchange. So students in Alaska going into the majority of our programs will be eligible for the WUI tuition. And if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to the admissions office or just let me know before you leave. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Ryan. And up next is Jeff from DigiPen Institute of Technology.
Thank you, Ryan. Hello, everybody. Hello, let me share my screen here. My name is Jeff Hill, and I am the Director of Outreach here at DigiPen. I wish I could be gathered with you all up there in Alaska today. My brother lives there, so it has a special place in my heart. I don't get to travel there this year. But thank you for joining the session. I'm going to talk to you about DigiPen and give you all of the information that you need to know in 6 minutes. And so here we go. What is DigiPen? We're a private college founded about 33 years ago. We were founded in Vancouver, British Columbia as a computer simulation and animation company. And during that time, our president, who is also the president, the co-founder of Nintendo Software Technologies, realized that the projects that were coming across his desk were not projects he could find the talent to complete. And so he realized that this is something he needed to start teaching people. So that's actually why we have a strange name. We started as a company, and DigiPen stands for digital pencil. And when we evolved into a college setting teaching students, we just kept the name. So our areas of expertise have remained pretty consistent over the last 30+ years. Those areas of expertise are listed here: computer science, digital art and animation, game design and development, and music and sound design. Where are we located? We are located in Redmond, Washington, which is the headquarters. Also, we share the headquarters of Microsoft about a mile down the road. So we're in the beautiful Pacific Northwest, just 16 miles east of Seattle. A tech hub, a game development hub, game design hub, interactive entertainment kind of mecca of the world. Lots of video games are created in this area, which is kind of our special niche. Within a 20-mile radius of our campus, there are over 350 game-related companies, many of which our students work at, or alumni. Some sightseeing opportunities. Downtown Seattle is 16 miles away. There's the Space Needle, the Seattle Center. We have our world famous Pike Place Market. If you're an outdoorsy person and enjoy hiking and the forest and lakes and beautiful mountains and water, we're nearby all of that. All of that is in the greater region of the Pacific Northwest, so not far from our campus. As I mentioned, the Redmond area where our campus is located is a game development hub. There are a number of companies listed here that don't even touch the places that all of our graduates work, and are probably places that a lot of you that are listening to this presentation have heard of before. All places that alumni currently work at. Our alumni have contributed to over 400 different professional game titles to date today. So a game that you play, there is probably a DigiPen alum that works or worked on it. So some by the numbers facts here. We are the first school in the world to offer a degree in video game programming. We have 10 degree programs, average class size is 20. Lots of awards and recognitions down here that you can see. Another cool accolade, we are ranked in the top 5 video game design schools by the Princeton Review and have been for the last 10 plus years. We're currently ranked number 4. And I like to brag about our students. They've won tons of awards at a bunch of different competitions. So all things that you can also find on our website. We have 5 computer science degrees, some of those with concentration in game design and development. Also general computer science degrees, machine learning, and then Bachelor of Fine Arts in Digital Art and Animation for folks that want to create art assets for video games or animation films. And then programming degrees, game programming degrees, if you're just interested in programming the output of what happens in a video game. Music and sound design, if you're more interested in the sound engine, in what people hear when they're playing a game, that might be a degree for you. The pinnacle of our programs are the project learning. So students will work on a team of other students making between 2 and 4 projects the whole time that you're at DigiPen. And these are professional level projects, either short animation films or game team projects. Preparing to apply, some of our degree programs have portfolio requirements, some of them don't. All of them require an essay and transcripts. Updates for COVID-19 is that SAT and ACT are not required. We are accepting unofficial transcripts, as we know it's hard to get a hold of counselors right now, so those are for those seniors looking to apply right now. New and expanded financial aid scholarships, diversity and Black Lives Matter scholarships, merit-based scholarships, need-based scholarships, all listed on our website, of course. There's a number of other considerations we're making for COVID-19, phased learning models, and over here on the right are the deadlines. So February 1st is the priority deadline for next fall's enrollment class. And lots of events online for you to take part in to learn more about DigiPen. Just check those out on our website and contact us if you have any questions. There's our general email and our phone number, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Jeff. And last is the Academy of Interactive Entertainment.
Thank you, Josh. Let me share my screen. Okay. All right, everyone. My name is Yana Chocolo. Let me, there we go. Okay, my name is Yana Chocolo, and I'm with AIE, the Academy of Interactive Entertainment, and we are located, let me put that down. We are located in Seattle, in downtown Seattle, at the Seattle Center, right next to the Space Needle. So you'll be in the heart of everything. You'll be in the hub of Seattle. And the degree you'll be getting is the Advanced Diploma of Professional Game Development with AIE. And these are our 4 programs: game programming, game design and production, 3D animation and VFX for film, and then game art and animation. So a little bit about us. AIE, we focus on students learning the industry skills standards. So our curriculum is taught by experienced instructors, 20 years in the industry. AIE is an accredited non-for-profit college and dates back to 1996. We also have campuses in Australia, so we're a global school. We also have campuses in Lafayette, Louisiana, and then here in Seattle. And so we are accredited, and in order to keep that accreditation, we have to have 70% of students be employed after graduation. So we actually have a dedicated person who focuses all on getting our graduates into jobs after graduation. So we really assist on preparing your employment portfolio, resume, cover letter, letters of reference, and then your show reel and samples for when you do apply for jobs after graduation. So when you apply for our school, you fill out an online application. You do need high school transcripts, and then you do need a portfolio of work or your game ideas. And then there will be an interview or meet up with teachers and staff. And there is a cap on enrollment. So let's say in the game art and animation class, there is 20 students allowed in the class. Once 20 is reached, then no more is allowed in for that year. So portfolio requirements are listed here. They're also on our website. So as you can see, some require 5 to 15 examples of in-life drawing, writing samples. It all varies for the program. And this is all on our website, like I said. So our class structure is a studio space, which we want to resemble industry workplace environment, which is a studio space. So it's all project-based assessments and you work in teams. So it's 2 years long. The first year is a minor production project where you work with your team and you create, let's say if you're in the film VFX discipline, then you create a mini film, or if you're in game art and animation, you create a mini game and then you present it to your teachers. And then that's the same for second year, is a major project that you then present or film to your teachers. So like I said, you have to complete 1,800 hours, which is over the course of 2 years. And you have access to mentoring from staff. We have industry speakers that actually come in and talk to you guys, and then you can, network with them. You have constant studio access. Our classroom sizes are 20 to 25 students per class as well. So game art and animation, if you want to create characters, create vehicles for games, you learn modeling and texturing, create the visual effects of the game. Game programming is when you want to focus on the code design, data structures, the physics and math behind the games and, the underlying frameworks of the games as well. So the game design and production, think of it, this program is you're a producer, you're a game designer, you'll learn digital art, project management, kind of a little bit of everything, basic budgeting for a game. And those are the standard softwares that you will be learning in this class. So then VFX for film and 3D animation. This is where you'll learn to, create the visual effects for a film, texturing and shaders, modular construction, UV unwrapping, and then you'll create a professional show reel for employers that then you'll be able to show at events and, possible employers will you get a job. So I love to touch on what our alumni and what our faculty have worked on. So our alums from AIE have worked on Mad Max Fury Road, The Avengers, BioShock 2, and our faculty have worked on, movies from How to Train Your Dragon to Halo, Age of Empires. So it's definitely all encompassing within the industry as well. So this is my contact info. That is my email and that is my direct phone number. And then I gave the general phone number and the general email in case you have any questions. And then our address is right there. Like I said, we're located in Seattle, downtown Seattle. And thank you guys for coming and allowing us to give our presentations.
Thank you so much. That is the last of our presentations this afternoon. There are just a couple of minutes left. If you have any questions, now is your chance. You can ask them now before we go. Otherwise, if there are no questions, we will end here. Thank you so much for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd really appreciate the feedback that you can provide. Also, this was just one of many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for some additional sessions. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this recording as well as recordings of other presentations on the same website where you signed up. So thank you again. Thank you to our panelists, to the university presenters. We really appreciate your time and your presentations. Thank you to all of you who watched, and have a great day.